Let's take a look at the engine oil system. The lubricating system for the engine is an essential part of the engine to allow it to operate. Without it, we simply can't have the engine running. While lubrication and minimizing friction is the primary objective of an oil system, it serves other jobs as well. It helps to cool the engine internally. It helps to clean the engine by washing away any wear and tear and debris from inside the engine and all the moving parts, as well as prevent corrosion. The engine oil system on the CFM 56 looks like this. The oil system for the LEAP Neo option is a little bit different, but the main components are the same. Again, if we start from the beginning and start with the oil within its reservoir, which is located on the engine fan casing, on the opposite side of where you saw the FADEC, the oil is contained here, and it is the pilot's job during pre-flight to ensure that there is sufficient oil for the particular flight. The engine oil level can also be checked physically on the oil reservoir itself. You're able to see that there's a side glass right there, together with a filler cap for oil to be filled in. The first indication we have on the ECAM display on the engine page is oil quantity, which is taken directly from the reservoir. Oil runs from the reservoir up through my oil supply pump here, which is engine driven. The oil supply pump provides oil into the engine through first a filter. This pressurized filter has a bypass valve on it, which allows oil to pass around the filter should the filter become clogged. If a filter is blocked, then it will stop the flow. So to prevent that, we have bypass valves that allows flow to go around the filter, so we don't stop the oil flow, because that would stop or do damage to the engine. Oil passing from the filter then takes a series of readings for us to see on the ECAM system display. This includes oil temperature, oil low pressure warning, as well as oil pressure for the operation. Much more about that in your ATPL theory books on lubricating systems. When the oil has done its job, it then passes through gravity to a collector tray through magnetic tip detectors before it passes into the scavenge pumps. The scavenge pumps are return pumps that are again engine driven by the accessory gearbox, allowing all the oil to drain out from the engine, ensuring that this engine and the oil system remains a dry sump system. The oil is collected, sent through a filter which also has a bypass valve on it should the filter become clogged, together with a sensor that senses if there is clogging of the filter to send us an ECAM alert. And then the oil, the hot oil, passes through two stages of cooling. First, the fuel-cooled oil cooler, first part, and then the servo fuel heater, which is the second part of the fuel-cooled oil cooler, before it's then returned back to the reservoir. So the cooling takes place before the reservoir. All my indications for the oil system takes place after the filter and the suction pump, and the scavenge pumps and filter ensures that this remains a dry sump oil system, taking all the oil back to the reservoir.